We've all been there. Chasing deadlines, waking up already anxious, planning endlessly, then panicking anyway. It's that restless feeling, even when nothing's really wrong. A kind of constant unease, like a knot in your stomach whispering fears you can't quite name. But what if I told you there's an ancient, time-tested way to navigate through it? Picture this. A poor farmer's horse runs away. His neighbors say, "Such bad luck," he replies, "Maybe." Later, the horse returns with 3 wild horses. The neighbors shout, "What great fortune." Again, he says, "Maybe." His son tries to tame one, falls, and breaks his leg. The villagers mourn his misfortune. He says, "Maybe." Later, soldiers come to recruit all the young men for war, but skip his injured son. The neighbors gasp, "You're so lucky." He shrugs, "Maybe." This story, often told in Taoist circles, captures the essence of Wu Wei, the art of not forcing life. Hello, my name is Jacob, and today we're looking at Taoism, or Daoism, and its perspective on anxiety. But to begin, let's understand what Taoism actually is. Taoism is an indigenous philosophical and religious tradition that originated in ancient China. At its center is the concept of the Tao, a natural order that we can observe, understand, and align with. Taoism champions the idea of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. This doesn't mean laziness or passivity. It means acting in accordance with the natural flow of things without forcing, controlling, or resisting. Taoism follows a foundational text called the Tao Te Ching, traditionally attributed to Lao Tzu, or Laozi, who lived around the 6th century BCE. According to legend, Lao Tzu was stopped at a border by a gatekeeper named Yin Shi, who recognized the depth of his wisdom. Yin Shi asked him to write down his teachings before leaving society behind. In response, Lao Tzu is said to have composed the Tao Te Ching in just 3 days, a short text, about 5,000 characters, and then disappeared. So how does this ancient philosophy speak to the very modern experience of anxiety? At its root, anxiety often stems from a resistance to what is, a desperate attempt to control the uncontrollable. It's the tension between what's happening and what we fear might happen. Taoism offers a surprisingly modern remedy, acceptance and presence. Through its key themes, simplicity, naturalness, and the embrace of uncertainty, the Tao Te Ching gives us not only a philosophy, but a kind of psychology of calm, a different way of being that dissolves internal turbulence at its root. 1. Simplicity. When less noise means less anxiety. Let's face it, most of us are carrying too much, and I don't mean physically. We're managing inboxes, expectations, future plans, side hustles, fears of falling behind, and then we wonder why we feel overwhelmed all the time. Taoist simplicity isn't about getting rid of everything or living off the grid. It's about noticing how complexity feeds anxiety, and then asking, what can I let go of that I was never meant to carry? The Taoist symbol P, or the uncarved block, is a reminder that we all start as something whole and untouched before we get shaped by pressure, status, and endless comparisons. Simplicity isn't about being less. It's about returning to what's already enough. Naturalness, letting yourself be how you actually are. Have you ever forced yourself to act like everything's fine when you're not? Or tried to follow someone else's idea of success, even though it felt completely wrong for you? Taoism calls this living against your nature. Basically, stop trying so hard to be something you're not, and start trusting how you actually function when you're not performing. Laozi puts it this way: by not asserting himself, he stands out. By not boasting, he has merit. By not competing, no one competes with him. He's not saying never try. He's saying you don't need to force your way into everything. You don't need to manufacture your value. It emerges on its own when you act from alignment. Taoism often uses water to make this point. The highest good is like water. It benefits all things and does not compete. Water isn't aggressive. It adapts. It flows. And yet over time, it reshapes entire landscapes. When we're anxious, we try to control everything, but that tight grip usually just makes things worse. Taoist naturalness is an invitation to stop pushing and start flowing, not as an escape, but as a strength. 3. Embracing uncertainty. Finding calm in the not knowing. Most anxiety comes from not knowing what's coming next, and trying to prepare for every possibility just in case. But here's the uncomfortable truth. We never really know what's coming next. Taoism doesn't pretend to solve that. Instead, it says, stop fighting it. Laozi describes the ancient sages. They were cautious, as if crossing a winter stream. They were fluid, as if melting away. They were simple, as if uncarved wood. Those who are still can gradually return to clarity. There's no panic here, just a deep respect for unpredictability. It's not fear. It's calm alertness. Compare that to how most of us deal with uncertainty. Overthinking, over-preparing, worst-case scenario spirals. But Taoism flips that and says, what if the clarity you want doesn't come from controlling things, but from sitting still long enough for the chaos to settle? Laozi writes, in the pursuit of knowledge, you gain daily. In the pursuit of the Tao, you lose daily until non-action is achieved. That non-action isn't giving up. It's the idea that when you stop forcing answers, they often come on their own. We spend so much energy trying to guarantee outcomes, but Taoism says maybe the key isn't more action. Maybe it's less interference. In Taoism, anxiety isn't a flaw. It's a signal, a sign that we're out of sync with the Tao. It's not the enemy. It's the result of complexity, over-control, and resistance to uncertainty. Taoism shows us another way. Through simplicity, we quiet the noise. Through naturalness, we move with the current. Through embracing uncertainty, we rediscover our inner calm. Maybe the answer to anxiety isn't doing more. Maybe it's letting go of what we never needed to carry in the first place. If you liked the video, consider watching another. It helps YouTube understand who my audience is. Maybe even check out the one it's recommending to you now. And if you have any topic suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Stay soft, stay still, and I'll see you next time.